presented in high definition with surround sound. OC16 Sports, celebrating 25 years of being your exclusive home to live high school athletic competition. This live sports presentation is brought to you by New City Nissan, Zippy's, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Shopo, Hawaii's Police Officers Union. Tonight on OC16, it's the Mililani Trojans Marching Bandfest. Watch as we showcase live hundreds of students in high school bands down on the field, showcasing precision maneuvers, syncopated percussion, brilliant color guards, and drum major skills galore to go along with that great music. These performances are the culmination of countless hours of practice and dedication. It's coming your way in high definition and only on OC16 Oceanic Time Warner Cable. Aloha and welcome to the 17th annual Mililani High School Trojan Marching Band Fest. 13 schools tonight, 10 from the OIA, 1 from Maui, and 1 from the ILH. Hundreds and hundreds of students out on the field, and no doubt thousands of parents in support of them. How you doing, everybody? Dave Vinton sitting right here, and joining me once again, sitting over there is Fred Murphy, longtime music educator and current Mililani High School principal.
That's right.
Really bringing the talent here is Denby Dunn, longtime musician, Roosevelt drum major in the past, and current member of the Royal Hawaiian Band. Well, once again, we are here at John Kauinana Stadium on the verge of seeing all these performances, and it is just awesome. You can feel it. The kids are really excited. Fred, I mean, what about this time is important to you?
Well, it's been a really packed week. They've had 4 performances in just 8 days, so I'm looking to see how the kids have weathered it and the excitement and the adrenaline on the field tonight.
Denby, what about yourself? I know you look forward to just being up in the booth. What about them down on the field?
On the field, they're ready to show. This is their final competition, and they're ready to show what they have. And also for their families at home who maybe aren't able to come, they're able to see their students perform tonight.
And here's just a sampling of what went on last year. Fred, when you see this, what's going through your mind, aside from the alto clarinet?
Well, that was actually a good feat there. So that was Kamehameha last year with a very dramatic show, a lot of staging elements on the field. You see the costuming of Moana Lua and that weaponry. They have a great weaponry team. You should see this year's performances. They're pretty good.
And there's Roosevelt.
Yeah, the precision and maneuvering we're going to see over the course of tonight is going to be very varied across the board from what they do in performance-wise and production. But you know what? Before we go to that, let's break down the divisions. They're kind of set up by size of the band, the amount of members in it. So we're going to show you right now how it's going to be tonight. And here it is. Fred, why don't you take the first one? Tell me what's with A division.
So the A division, you know, we're just looking at size of band. So that 1 to 65 really refers to the total members of the band. So we have 2 bands in the A division. That's Aiea and Castle this evening.
And AA is our largest division this year. We have Farrington, Radford, Campbell, Kapolei, Roosevelt, and Kamehameha.
Moving on to the AAA division, that's a fun division. You have Lelehua. Maui, of course, is from Maui. They're here for their second performance on Oahu tonight, and Kalani.
And quadruple division this year, we have Moana Lua, 141 and above.
So anytime that you have a host of a tournament, which is Mililani's tournament, this is Trojan Band Fest, they will be appearing in exhibition only tonight.
That's just because you don't want to have any impropriety if they were to happen to sweep all the awards.
When
Fred.
you hire the judges, you pay them, you might be beneficent.
And of course, you saw there on the graphic that they have 15 minutes to get it all done. It's going to be more than 15 minutes tonight, so get a snack and get comfortable. But this is going to be about 4 hours of awesome television coming your way. Great marching band, great music, and great performances to come. Moving and grooving all over the place. That's coming up next on OC16. Welcome back. Like any competition, you can't score it without judges, and here we are, the breakdown of it. Fred, why don't you take us through the judges? You probably know some of these names.
A few of them, yeah. So we have Dr. Jeffrey Boakman. He's judging soloists this evening.
Drum major, we have Malia Beasley.
And on color guard, Chris Savoy from Indiana.
On percussion, we have Dan Wall.
Todd Clevenger, also from Indiana. He'll be judging marching and maneuvering.
On music execution, we have Dr. Jeffrey Boakman.
Yep.
So you notice that both the soloists and the music execution judges are the same guy. Tim Newbern will be judging general effect.
And that is your breakdown for the the overall categories as far as who will be doing what. But here's how it breaks down soloist. What are we looking for, Fred?
So we're looking at the coordination. How does the solo fit in with the theme of the music? Was that the right type of instrument to be playing? How well was it played? And how does the instrument shine?
And then next up, we have the drum major. This is something Demby is familiar with.
Yes, the drum major is basically the human metronome. He sets the tone, he sets the style, and he's really your leader, and he really leads the band, and we see how well he does that.
Then when we talk color, we really talk color guard.
Color guard, right. And so the repertoire, what are they doing on the field? Is that difficult? Are those movements coordinated? So certainly it doesn't matter what you do unless it is coordinated. Does it move quickly or does it move more slowly? Does the pattern and the showmanship work? Are the color guard members looking at the audience? Are they giving their best performance?
And then really the drum beat of the band, the heartbeat as it were, is the drum corps and sounding instruments with it, percussion.
The percussion, yes, the percussion is the heartbeat of the band, as you said. But also we have pit orchestra members. We also have the percussion is also a very visual portion of the band. So we see how well they pull it all together, and they really lead us that way.
And then when we talk about walking and chewing gum at the same time, this is what it means, marching and maneuvering, Fred.
Absolutely. You know, this is marching band, so it's not just about what you hear, but what you see. So look for the feet, look for the legs to be coordinated. Do they look visually the same from individual to individual? And are the forms making sense? Can you read them? And how does it look? Is it pretty?
And how does it appeal to you overall? Exactly. And then, of course, with that said, they are a band, so there's music.
Right. And people don't realize how difficult it is to perform their music while they're marching on the field. So we're listening to how good they sound, their note accuracy, tone, intonation, phrasing. How beautiful does the music sound?
So they'll put it all together. And then on top of it, Fred, this is a visual performance, general effects.
So you just said it really is the general category where everything is put together. So does your music match your forms? Are you telling a story with your performance tonight? Does that story sell to the audience? And how effectively did you sell that story?
Now, all the things that we just went over, of course, is kind of the breakdown of the individual pieces within the performance. But then there's also the band itself gets ratings, and we call that the festival rating, and that's broken down. You guys want to take us through how that goes?
Sure. The festival rating is a combination of all of their scores from 1 to 100. So we have superior, excellent, good, and fair.
And then we have the Sweepstakes Award. So in every category, one band will be selected to be the Sweepstakes Award winner. The judging is based upon 30% on marching and maneuvering, 30% on music execution, and then 40% on the full general effect of the performance.
All right. I hope everyone out there got all of that. There'll be a test a little bit later in the broadcast. But again, basically, individual components adding to the bigger picture that'll be in the end. We're just about ready to start, and like any major competition, we have to have the Star Spangled Banner and for Hawaii Ponoi, and for that, we turn it over to the house MC tonight. That is Darren Hernandez.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Mililani High School JROTC and the playing of the Star Spangled Banner and Hawaii Ponoi by the members of the Mililani High School Trojan Marching Band.
is the Mililani High School Trojan Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Derek Kaapana. Okay, that was our colors and our state anthem. When we come back, we will start the competition, the 17th annual Mililani High School Trojan Bandfest, live from John Kawinana Stadium in Mililani. Welcome back, and as you can tell by the camera shot, it is a cloudy, overcast day. This is actually pretty good weather for central Oahu. On the windward side of Oahu, it's even worse. It's been raining still to this point. But here on Oahu in Mililani, it was raining through the morning into the early afternoon when our crew was setting up. Kudos to them for braving the weather to get it all set up. Electricity and equipment and water don't always go together, but they did it. As you see, Mililani High School, the Trojan Band, clearing the field. But here, the rain's still coming down slightly. Denby, talk about this. You were watching last night in similar conditions, if not worse.
Yes, so I went to the Rainbow Invitational Marching Band Festival last night at the Aloha Stadium. And Aiea, who's our next band, poor things, they got totally poured on. It started around 5 o'clock, and I couldn't even get out of my car. It was so bad. And they marched through it. They braved the weather, and that's how dedicated these students are.
You see, as the Trojan Marching Band leaves here, thankfully this field was converted to an artificial surface, so you're not going to worry about them churning up the grass, making mud, and just really getting all over it. The track is an all-weather rubber surface, so it's going to be really hold up through it. So we're anticipating with this weather clearing here on central Oahu that we're going to be fine tonight. They might get a little bit damp, but then again, we're up here in the booth, and that's fine. That's why
as long as we're okay.
Yeah, as long as we're okay. We sent Fred down on the field.
I know.
Fred will be joining us throughout the broadcast as he gets interviews with key members of each school's band after their performance. Started that last year. Provides a kind of nice insight onto it. But if you were these young people, Denby, you got to remember the show will go on, even if it's raining harder than it is. What's going through your mind?
Well, you just want to do your best, and you're thinking about, okay, just roll your feet and do not slip. I don't know if you remember, but my brother was at Roosevelt when they got the sprinkler turned on them at the Kamehameha Festival, and everybody kept going. Some people got the sprinkler directly in their face. The video ended up on America's Funniest Home Videos, and every single student stayed in line, kept doing what they were supposed to do, and did a wonderful performance, and that's what these kids are doing.
We were talking about it before the broadcast off air, but really these high school bands are an offshoot of military bands, that the precision, the maneuvering, and putting it all together. So that's why, again, the uniforms have a distinct kind of military feel to it, a theme to it often, and that dedication and precision certainly comes through in that regards too. And when you think of the military, these practices, these getting it all together started way back in June, maybe, for some of them. So they went through the summer, through the hot time, to finally get to this point.
Yes, before school even starts, a lot of times they're marching and they're rehearsing the music. They're learning how to march for our freshmen, and a lot of times the students teach the younger students. Many of these programs are student-run, or majority student-run, and the directors are very proud of that, they take ownership of that, and they're very proud to do it.
And also a lot of support, as we'll probably show you throughout the night. The stands on the near side of the press box side is where all the parents are going to be. It should be a full house because, let's face it, if the kids are out there and it's wet, the parents are not going to mind at all because they've put in the time too. A lot of times helping to put the gear out onto the field and just be a part of it as well, as we see the nice shot of the stands.
Our parents are our greatest supporters, and you cannot have a band program without the band boosters and band dads and band moms. And many of them do the props. They help with transportation. They get us food, everything they do.